All right, Paul here with St. Fiacre's Farm and Farmhouse Teas, and I'm out in the greenhouse today. It's a great day to be out in the greenhouse. It's warm in here, but it's a mess. So I'll take you through the greenhouse here and show you what kind of mess we're dealing with, and then we're going to get on to cleaning it. Okay, so we got tons of dead plants in here, all of them growing in. Somebody down here is enjoying the warmth. I think these were a flower of some kind, but I can't remember what they were, zinnias or something. I've got trays all over the place. I think those were raspberries. Hopefully they're still alive. I need to get through all this stuff, clean it up, figure out what we're doing. Down here, got some weeds that go almost all the way up to the ceiling. I've got a big pile of junk back here, some stakes, a bunch of trays, some pots. Here, last year I made some strawberry beds. I put in some irrigation. I need to recover and revive all my irrigation, make some adjustments to it. A little bag of peat moss, just all kinds of stuff. But while we're doing this cleaning, we need to be really careful because we got plants like this that we want to save. There's a big lemon verbena, some kale that made it through the winter, probably perfectly good too. And over here we have some Swiss chard, more garbage. Here's a flower that's still surviving, and another one. There's some sage. So here we go. We're gonna get to working on cleaning all this stuff up, see if we can't get this greenhouse whipped into shape and ready for spring planting. I think I killed my maple tree. I discovered it down in the Marionberry patch last year, and I saved it. And then towards the end of the summer, I think it dried up one weekend, and now it's not looking terribly good. Like maybe it doesn't want to get going.
Yeah.
It seems like there was some echinacea or something in here too last spring or summer that Mom planted in here. I don't see them, or I don't know how to identify them in this mess. Back in this corner here, we were growing bachelor buttons last year, and you can see bachelor buttons right there, all dried up. Those are going to be full of seeds. A bunch of little seeds in there. They're all falling out. And we really need to have a good crop of bachelor buttons this next year. We need to have a good crop because we use these in our tea, and we're actually getting a little low on our supply of tea. And so it may not be a bad idea just to grab some of these, pop them in an envelope and write on it. Be a great way for us to plant our own bachelor buttons. I can see in the ground here that these plants have been dropped, so there's probably going to be a bunch of bachelor buttons pop up in here. All those little curly guys in the ground are all seeds from the calendula plant.
So they're gonna plant calendula plant again?
Yeah, we'll probably have calendula sprouting up everywhere. Look at that, they're just dropping all over in here. Calendula seeds all in these. Here's a bud, just falls apart in my hand. There's another one. All right, we've got a pretty good start on cleaning up in here. We've removed a whole bunch of debris and got a pretty good start on it. I'll walk you around here and show you what we've done. We've kind of uncovered the plants that we want to save. Over here, our Swiss chard is way more visible. We had grass and weeds over here and a bunch of thistle over here that we cleaned up. I cleaned up all the dead stuff off of the chive plant, so that one will. We're gonna have to do some more work with our strawberries. Got to figure out what I want to do with those. Mentioned that earlier on. Got all this cleaned up. Charity's watering my hazelnuts and raspberries. I'm hoping those come back. A lot of them look like they have buds on them, so should be good to go. Down here, We got this whole bed. Charity did this one. Cleaned it up all spick and span. We've cleaned up the aisleways. Like I said, there's a lot left here we could do. I would mention, you can see my cinder block wall here. This was a repair job we did last year. We actually dug up the ground here, probably 1.5 feet down. We put a footing in, and then we stacked these cinder blocks on top of it, and then mounted our greenhouse roof to the top of the cinder block wall. And we did that because the whole hillside over here, because there's a hillside on the other side, was pushing all this down and just making a wreck out of my wall there, the outside of my bed for my greenhouse. This whole thing just keeps getting bigger as we go here. Take a look at this. And consequently, the whole side here is falling off the end of the greenhouse. Same thing's happening over in this corner. So that was an upgrade we did last year. And you can see it goes all the way down to that end, all the way down here and around the corner, and it's working really well. The other thing that we did with that project was we put a drain in, because down at this end down here, we have a big drainage problem, and it was always a swamp over there, and I was always trying to drain water out of the beds. So it was a big mess, but we put this drain in under the footing, and now that drain picks up all the water and draws it out of the soil and takes it down the hill over there. So, but I think we're just about done here. Before I go and sign off today, I want to go down to my orchard and take a look at my hazelnuts down there, because I think they're blooming, and I'll show you that. So let's go. This is the right time of year for hazelnuts to start blooming. And you can see they got the big tassels. These have been forming for several weeks now. Whole tree's covered with them. But if you look really close, that's not the blossom. There's a little red blossom right there. Every spot where, I guess where there's fruit, every limb here has got these little teeny buds, a couple of millimeters big, very small. But the tree's got blossom. This one here, I'm not an expert on hazelnuts by any stretch at all, but this one I don't think it blooms, because my understanding is this is the male, that's the female. Oh, maybe it does. Maybe it's just a little behind. There might be some blossoms coming up on there. But I'm gonna have to get down here in the next couple of weeks and do some pruning on these. I've got blueberries, and I like to get out here in like late January, early February, and prune them all up, get them ready for the growing season, because they're dormant right now. It's the perfect time to do it. Here where we live, all around the Willamette Valley, this time of year you're going to see the labor crews out there pruning blueberries and orchards, hazelnut orchards. You know, they're at the vineyards. They're all, right now, they're all busy cleaning up and pruning and getting their plants ready for the next season. So it's time for me to do that too. And with that, I think we're done for today, and we'll see you on the next one.